On April 22, 2025, the serene beauty of Pahalgam, a popular tourist destination in Jammu and Kashmir, was shattered by a horrific act of terrorism. A bus carrying Hindu pilgrims came under a brutal attack. 26 innocent lives were lost, men, women and children, all victims of a senseless act of violence. The perpetrators, the Resistance Front, a terrorist group with ties to Lashkar-e-Taiba, claimed responsibility. The attack sent shockwaves across India, leaving the nation grieving and outraged. It was a stark reminder of the persistent threat of terrorism that cast a long shadow over the region. The Pahalgam attack was not an isolated incident. It was a calculated and deliberate act of terror aimed at undermining peace and stability in the region. It was a grim reminder of the sacrifices made by our brave soldiers and civilians in the face of relentless terrorism. The nation mourned the loss of innocent lives, and the government vowed a firm and decisive response. The stage was set for Operation Sindoor. In the early hours of May 7, 2025, India launched Operation Sindoor. This was a carefully calibrated military response to the Pahalgam attack. Indian Air Force jets roared into action, their mission to dismantle terrorist infrastructure and deliver a clear message of deterrence. The operation lasted for 23 minutes. In those 23 minutes, India demonstrated its resolve to defend its sovereignty and protect its citizens from the scourge of terrorism. 9 terrorist camps across the line of control in Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir were targeted. These camps, run by terrorist organizations like Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba and Hizbul Mujahideen, were hubs of terror activities. They were used for training, planning and launching attacks against India. Operation Sindoor aimed to cripple these networks and degrade their ability to carry out further acts of violence. Operation Sindoor was a testament to India's growing military prowess and its commitment to precision targeting. The Indian Air Force deployed its most advanced fighter jets, the Rafale. These jets were armed with state-of-the-art weaponry, including Scalp missiles and AASM hammer bombs. The targets were carefully selected to minimize collateral damage. They included training facilities, ammunition dumps, and communication centers. These targets were chosen based on credible intelligence inputs and meticulous planning. The aim was to neutralize the terrorists and their infrastructure while minimizing civilian casualties. The use of precision-guided munitions was a testament to India's commitment to upholding international humanitarian law even while retaliating against terrorism. Section 4. The Aftermath. Counting the costs of conflict. In the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, India claimed that over 70 terrorists were killed and more than 60 were injured. The strikes dealt a significant blow to the terrorist organizations operating from across the border. However, Pakistan disputed these figures. They claimed that 31 civilians, including children, were killed and 57 were injured. The conflicting casualty figures highlighted the complexities of assessing the impact of such operations in a volatile and heavily militarized region. Section 5. Pakistan responds, denial and cross-border fire. Pakistan vehemently condemned Operation Sindoor, calling it an act of war. They denied the presence of terrorist camps within their territory and accused India of violating their sovereignty. Pakistan also claimed, without providing any evidence, that they had shot down 5 Indian jets. This claim was swiftly refuted by India. In retaliation for the strikes, Pakistan resorted to heavy cross-border shelling. Civilian areas along the line of control and the international border were targeted. This resulted in casualties on both sides, further escalating tensions between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The cross-border shelling was a desperate attempt by Pakistan to divert attention from its inability to protect its territory from being used for launching terror attacks against India. Section 6. The world reacts, calls for restraint and dialogue. The international community expressed deep concern over the escalating tensions between India and Pakistan. The United Nations, the United States, China and Russia urged both sides to exercise maximum restraint and engage in dialogue to de-escalate the situation. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres called for an immediate cessation of hostilities and a return to dialogue. US President Donald Trump offered to mediate between the two countries. He emphasized the need for a peaceful resolution to the conflict and urged both sides to refrain from further military action. The international community recognized the potential for the situation to spiral out of control and emphasized the importance of dialogue and diplomacy in resolving the long-standing issues between India and Pakistan. Section 7, Operation Sindoor and the Cold Start Doctrine. Operation Sindoor was seen as a manifestation of India's evolving military doctrine, often referred to as the Cold Start Doctrine. This doctrine emphasizes the need for swift and decisive military responses to any act of aggression against India. It aims to achieve specific military objectives while avoiding a full-scale war. The choice of targets and the limited scope of Operation Sindoor were indicative of India's adherence to this doctrine. By targeting terrorist infrastructure and avoiding any military installations or civilian centers, India aimed to send a clear message of deterrence without triggering a wider conflict. This demonstrated India's commitment to exercising strategic restraint even while defending its interests.